This lesson, 2-1, is on independent and dependent variables and finding the domain and range from a graph. The big idea from this lesson is that a function is a special type of relation that can be described as ordered pairs, graphs, written rules, or algebraic rules such as equations. In class, we talked about functions and how they pop up in real life. So two great examples are being on time to school is a function of what time you wake up, and another example we talked about was the number of notifications on your phone is a function of your activity on social media. With every function, there's an independent and a dependent variable. The independent variable is the variable that influences the dependent variable. So, in our first situation, being on time to school is influenced by the time that you wake up. So the wake up time is the independent variable, and the dependent variable is your arrival time to school. In our second example, we talked about cell phone use, and the independent variable influences the dependent variable. The more time you spend on social media, the more likely you are to have a high number of notifications on your phone. That's what we discussed in class. So the activity on social media is the independent variable, and the dependent variable is your number of notifications. So when you're looking at a graph, there's an independent variable and a dependent variable. A graph has a two-axis system, like here, an x and a y. And the independent variable corresponds to the x values, and this is called the domain of the function. So let's highlight that. That's important. The domain is the independent variable, is the x. Those are all the same things. And the dependent variable, corresponds to the y values, and this is called the range of a function. So down here we have a pretty basic graph that we're looking at, and like I said, there's an x-axis and there's a y-axis. Okay, if we look at this graph from x to y, it goes from negative 2, from x between -2 and 1, 2, 3. So when we go to write our domain, we put our x in the center, and then we'd say it goes between -2 to 3. Now, since we have a filled-in circle on one end, see how this is a filled-in circle like that? It's filled in. Okay, we're going to use a less than or equal to. Okay, if it was on the other end, it would be a greater than or equal to. But the big thing here is that it has the or equal to. So -2 is less than or equal to x. And now this is an open circle. So an open circle. So when you have an open circle, you're going to be using just either a less than or a greater than symbol. So we'd have -2 is less than or equal to x is less than 3. Now the y, the range, works in a similar way. Now we notice that y goes between -1 on this axis and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis. So we start with our y in the center. It goes between -1 and 4, and we do the same thing. We notice that down here we have a filled-in circle. It's filled all the way in, see that? So we have a less than or equal to. And then when we look up top, it's got an open circle like that, so it's just a less than symbol. All right, so let's take a look at a couple more examples of this. So here are some examples. Now in our first example, we notice that at either endpoint, going left and right, we have an arrow, which means that the graph goes all the way to one side on x and the other side on x. So actually x is between -infinity, and infinity here. So we go to write our domain, we'd say -infinity is less than x is less than infinity. Okay, like that. And infinity just looks like a sideways 8. That's what it looks like. And you might say, well, why doesn't it have less than or equal to? And the reason why is we don't really know what infinity is, so we can never say that something is equal to infinity. So let's take a look at our y-axis and see where does our graph go up and down. So we notice that the arrow, it's also pointing up and it's pointing down. So we go, the lowest it goes down here, it goes down, 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 and down. It's going to keep going. So it's going to go to -infinity down and all the way up to infinity here. So our range actually looks almost identical. The only difference is that it has a y in the center, because when we talk about range, we're talking about the y. So infinity, my infinities. You will get better at making infinities, I promise. Okay, so let's take a look at two more examples. So this one is identical to the other one in that we have an arrow going left, okay, going left to negative infinity, and an arrow going right to positive infinity. So our domain is actually the same for both of these, because we both of these have an arrow left and an arrow right. So our domain is still going to be negative infinity less than x less than infinity, okay? And let's just write this up here. Whenever we have infinity or a negative infinity, okay, we always use like a less than symbol or a greater than symbol. Just write that over there, okay? Just to kind of keep it up there. That's important. All right, so next we have our range. Now notice our range, guess the arrows, they both go up, and the arrow goes up, okay? But the arrow, it kind of stops right here. It stops here at 0. So our range is actually between 0 and then however high up these go. And these keep going and going and going and going. They keep on going all the way up to positive infinity, right? So our range is actually going to have a lower bound of 0, okay, and then an upper bound of infinity. Now, even though there's not a filled-in circle here, there is, it does equal to that point. So even if I erase this where I drew, right, you can see that the line passes through 0, 0, and then comes back up. It's not an open circle. It actually passes through that point, this graph. So we would say that this is less than or equal to 0 and less than infinity, because infinity always gets only a less than or a greater than symbol. All right, our next and last example that we're going to do together real quick here, we look left to right. We notice that we have an arrow, and this arrow, it's going up, but it's also, you know, I would say it's going just ever so slightly this way and this way and this way. It's going to keep going that way. So it's going towards negative infinity over here. Okay, negative infinity less than x, right? And then less than, it kind of stops right here at 3. And there's an open circle. You'll see it's open circle right there. So we're just going to put a less than 3. And then our range going up and down, up and down. So our range, the lowest it goes, right, is right here, which lines up with -1, -1. And then the highest it goes, y, is all the way up, 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 up. I think that's pretty easy to see. So infinity. So infinity always gets a less than, and this has an open circle, so it'll be a less than right there. So those are 3 like really great and powerful examples of how to find domain and range from a graph. Now I'm going to challenge you to pause the video and give these 3 a try. Try them on your own. Just give the video a pause and just try them out. Okay, so here we are. Here are the answers. So this one, as I'm looking at it, right, we notice that it goes between negative, from x to y, it goes between -3 and infinity, because this keeps going this way and this way and this way, side to side, and then up and down, the lower bound is -4, and this has an arrow here, so that's kind of like a tricky one. It actually goes to infinity. This one is more basic, right? It has 2 open circles on either end, so it's less than, less than, less than, less than, all less thans all around. Okay, between -2 and 4 on the x-axis, between -1 and 4 on the y-axis. And our last one, similar, right? -3 less than, between x and y, it's got a less than or equal to, then a less than. And then our lowest point here is actually -5, and our highest point is 2. So that's kind of tricky. A lot of people would say that is the highest, but it doesn't. It goes up and over between those 2. So just to recap kind of what we've talked about today, a function is a relation. You can represent it using a graph, a table, or an algebra rule. Today we focused on the graph part. Every function has an independent variable and a dependent variable. The independent variable corresponds to the x. So we say independent, right, goes with x, and this is called the domain. All right. Our next thing is the dependent variable, and that corresponds with the y. So dependent goes with y, and this is all called the range. All right, and then the last thing we talked about is just that this is a great visual. If you want to pause the video and copy this down, the domain kind of goes side to side, right? How far the graph goes side to side, and the range is up and down, up and down. Okay, thank you for participating in this and watching this video with me. Thank you.